Welcome, everybody. Tripura Foundation wants to welcome Vijay. He's a longtime Dr. Pillai's student from Singapore. He organizes Ambassador of Hope trips for Tripura, and he also conducts chanting sessions for Shireen in Singapore. Please welcome Vijay.
Thank you very much, Poonam. Good morning and good evening to everyone here on this very special call. My name is Vijay. I've been studying with Dr. Pillai for so many years. And I'm just absolutely delighted to be here today because although I've been doing this Tripura Foundation trips for 10 years, this is the first time I've had the privilege of speaking to Babaji's Tripura followers. So I am delighted to be here, and I'm here to share with you how becoming an ambassador of hope, because some of you may not know this, Tripura does an amazing amount of work across the world, and I will share a very quick snapshot of what it does. But Tripura also organizes Ambassador of Hope trips to India so that Tripura sponsors and donors can get to see the good work that Tripura Foundation does in India on a daily basis. And then after that, at the same time, we have activities paired with this so that you can get the ultimate blessings when you join a Hope trip. Because we want you to also, since you come all the way from all across the world on these trips and you donate money for becoming a part of the trip, we want you to get the maximum blessings. So paired with your visit as an ambassador of hope, we will include you in either a Siddha Powerspots trip. We're talking about that in a short while. Or a very brand new trip that I've just launched, but thanks to COVID, we couldn't complete that. It's called the 6 Powerspots of Muruga, and I'm thrilled to share that with you. So today marks the launch of our Tripura Ambassador of Hope trip, which will be taking place in December. And we want to give people some time to think about it, whether they like to join us. The brochures will be available as links in the YouTube channel, links which I can make available to you by just emailing me. But thanks so much to everyone for being here. I'm delighted also to have two special guests, folks who've come on our Tripura trips, and I really wanted them, Shireen as well as Nanggai, to share what is it like to be an ambassador of hope, to meet this very beautiful Tripura Foundation Hope-centered children. So let's begin with the first slide, please, Rani. And thanks to Rani and Poonam too for being the solid core behind this webinar. I couldn't do that without you. So how, given that I've been doing this for 10 years, and this is something I'll share in a short while, but how can becoming an ambassador change your life? It will give you a different perspective. And for me, this is the 10th year we've been doing this. When you meet the children, they have nothing, but yet they emanate pure joy, pure love. They are just so excited to see you. And it just reminds you, what's it like to be a child, to see the world through child eyes, the innocence. And I think you forget how things which happen to us as a kid stay with us for life, right? So these kids, first of all, as I'll talk about in a short while, have nothing. As the pictures you will see, Tripura Foundation is lovely. They sponsor the t-shirts, they sponsor the clothes that some of these kids wear. But you'll notice that when we visit these children, they have nothing, no slippers, they're not wearing underwear, they have really raggedy clothes, but yet they emanate pure joy and love when they see us. So it's really, they become our teachers because they teach us you don't need all these material possessions to be just fountains of joy. And then I will share with you one of the pictures where I'll show it to you. This entire presentation is all pure pictures because I'm a very visual person. And with each picture, I hope to communicate how wonderful it is like to be a Tripura Hope ambassador. I invite you to maybe set the wheels in motion in your mind thinking, hey, I would like to be an ambassador to come to India, visit the Hope Centers, and at the same time, be a part of one of our 2 trips, which I shall share very shortly about. So if I go to the next slide, please. Now, Tripura Foundation does a lot of work in India. It does a lot of work in USA and Mexico too. And it does a lot of work just only now with Africa, especially we have phonemic intelligence Babaji's or Dr. Pillai's proprietary educational technology being brought to a lot of kids who are disenfranchised in Africa. So in India, phonemic intelligence, this brain-enhancing tool, has been used for years with astounding results. In USA and Mexico, Tripura Foundation supports a lot of food banks. It gives out food to a lot of folks who need them. And in Africa, besides food and care, it's also bringing a lot of education to them. So let's move to the next slide, please. And I want to focus back in India. If you go to the Tripura website, you'll see amazing things they do there. In India, which is what, as an ambassador of hope, you will see Tripura Foundation has 101 Hope Centers in India. A Hope Center is like an aftercare service, a school where kids or poor children in a village or a slum, they have nowhere to go while their parents are working in the fields. So Tripura Foundation brings all these kids together so that they can be inculcated with good values. They are given food, hot meal. They are given civic lessons. They are taught phonemic intelligence so they can improve in school. And they're also taught yoga. So they become very better people and the future of India. So when we, as I said, Tripura Foundation feeds more than 4,000 children a day across South India. So when we go on our Hope Ambassador of Hope trip, we get to see all these meals being distributed in various Hope centers that we visit. At the same time, we also help distribute the food, the donations that we make, buy the food, and a lot of other things for these poor children. And they love, the kids in the Hope Center are really amazing because they are the ones who want to go to school. They want to go to a Hope Center because they have so much joy when they go to a Hope Center. And they are begging to come to the Hope Center. Obviously, Tripura Foundation can only have so many Hope Centers, but versus the number of kids. But so many of the kids want to become part of a Hope Center. Each Hope Center usually has about 30 to 40 students based on the size of the Hope Center and the small village. If for those of you who maybe been to India in the rural countryside, finding the right space is always a challenge. So not only do these kids get wonderful food, they get a lot of love and attention from their Tripura teachers. At the same time, they get phonemic intelligence, which for some of you will know, this is Dr. Pillai's proprietary brain technology, which enhances intelligence. So these are tools that these poor children will be given so that they can achieve success in school. And there have been so many miracle stories of Tripura kids outperforming kids at a national level, thanks to phonemic intelligence. Some of you who've been with Dr. Pillai and Tripura Foundation for a long time may also know phonemic intelligence as mind-sound technology. Right. Besides the Hope Centers for the kids, Tripura also has other wonderful programs like helping abandoned elderly in India. For those of you who've been in India, you will see also a lot of elderly, unfortunately, have been abandoned by their children, or they have no kids have passed, so they are left in the street. So Tripura does wonderful work of giving food to this elderly, taking care of them, giving them clean clothes. And also, there is a giant program that Tripura does, which is the Million Meals of Hope. And this brings million meals to across the world. There was a project that we did many years ago to bring millions of meals to people, not only in India, we also did the project in Singapore and other parts of the world. Right? Next slide, please. So this is what Tripura Foundation does on a daily basis. Now, what is the Tripura Foundation of Hope Ambassador? This program, when I was preparing the slides, I really was stunned because 2024 is the 10th anniversary of our Ambassador of Hope trips. Mohini, or as you know now, Padma, and I were discussing this many years ago in 2013, and we decided, we want to do something for Tripura Foundation, something unique. And so we started small. When I show you the pictures, you'll see one or two pictures from our very first trip. We brought a few people who wanted to see what Tripura Foundation does. And slowly it's blossomed to the program that it is now, 10 years later. And so stunned that it's been 10 years. And to date, we've done about 15 Ambassador of Hope trips, 15 or 16. Of course, we took a break during COVID. But then now after several years, I think about 6 years, this will be the first year that I'm looking to restart the program. So I'm very excited to be here and to share with you about our Tripura Foundation Ambassador of Hope trips. So as part of the trip, as part of the Hope Center trip, you will be an Ambassador of Hope. Your job is to go and visit we will bring you and visit a lot of HoPE centers. You'll interact with the kids, and I shall show you wonderful pictures of what an ambassador of HoPE does. Do I have the next slide, please? So our ambassadors of HoPE, the primary mission is to bring love and joy to the children, because we know that we can give them food, we can give them clothes, which is what we do too, but nothing beats bringing joy and love to them. And why I say that is because many of the kids never move beyond their village. And a village could just mean a few mud huts in one very remote countryside. So many of the kids will never leave their village. So for them to have foreigners of different skin colors come from all around the world with a message that we love you and we want you to be the best person you can be, really makes a difference in their lives. Right? And at the same time, they give back so much to us because they teach us what it is to emanate pure love and joy. Right? And I think you will see one picture later. I'll make sure I point it out. When one of our ambassadors, he came on our trip, he saw how much it was so impactful that he came back the next year with his son to show his son what is it like for kids, to live in different conditions compared to someone from Singapore. Could I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So what does it mean to be an ambassador of HoPE? Again, this is where the pictures start. The ambassadors of HoPE, our mission is to bring love and joy and cheer to all the children. Right, that's Shireen there with Toliong from our Singapore. And Toliong was on the extreme right. He's been on 2 of our trips. Right. On the next slide, please. So you bring love and joy. You also feed the children. So on the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a picture from my first ever trip in 2014. We started feeding the children, giving them meals. And then on the top right-hand corner, you will see Alvin. And he came on one of our HoPE Center trips. And he was so moved by what he saw that he sponsored a HoPE Center because he saw the kids studying in very dark conditions. They didn't have proper lighting, right? There was no electricity for them to study. The next year, he brought back his son, which you can see his son there, watching his father feed the children. Right? And on the extreme left, we have a very saintly ambassador of HoPE called Vijay, who, while he was feeding you, I know you cannot see it now unless you can see it on your screen, but his face was pure bliss. And I remember when he was chanting Arohara, which just means a very divine cheer. Lord, please relieve us from our suffering. It is also a beautiful tribute to Lord Muruga. Right? So all them, you feel so much joy when you give a meal. And as our founder says, Dr. Pillai, the quickest way to earn God's grace is to give a hungry soul a hot meal or meal. Right? Next slide, please. And finally, besides giving love and playing games, and also more and more love, right? So our ambassadors of HoPE, we go there, we want to tell the kids each of them are very special, and we just want to share with them that we are there to support them, and we're there to say, beautiful. Okay. The next slide, please. And now we have Shireen. Shireen has been on one of our biggest Tripura Foundation donors, and she came on our Shireen Brazil trip in 2017, and she had a wonderful experience with the children. So Shireen, all yours. Please share what was it like meeting the kids?
Hello, everybody. I am Shireen Om Gang Shiva Meva Bhutim. It really is such an honor to be able to share with everybody today what I experienced on the trip. This was in 2017, and I had gone on this trip. Really, it was a leap of faith, and I thought, okay, let's just do it. Let's just go. As Vijay says, you go on this trip thinking that you're going to be of service and that you're going to share your experience or your love and your joy and your money as well, with the HoPE centers. But really what you get in return is a million times more. It was really, really unconditional love that I experienced when we went to the HoPE centers, and it is such a humbling experience to be of service to Tripura Foundation and to just, I didn't so much as feed the children the food, but I remember we were giving them, school bags filled with all sorts of things that could prepare them for, the next academic term. And I was thinking to myself, gosh, I have kids and we take this for granted, and every year they get new stationery, new books, new school bags, etc. And this is the first time that these children are receiving this. And it was just I just felt like it was such an honor for me to be able to say, here you are. This is really from us to you with all our love and with all our heart. And we want to say thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be of service. And really, truly, I'm so grateful to Babaji, Dr. Pillai, for setting up Tripura Foundation, because if not for Tripura Foundation, I personally would not have the opportunity to be of service. And from 2017 or even before then, right up till now, whether we have $10 or $1 million or $1,000, it's just the thought of wanting to always share with Tripura, whether it's with the children or with the elderly. I have a special soft spot for the elderly. I don't think that anybody who grows old should be without a warm meal. I mean, it's just not right. And so when, Karen from Tripura Foundation was promoting and telling us about feeding the elderly through, or sponsoring an elderly through their food program, this is something which I am truly passionate about. And so since the trip in 2017, right up till now, it has inspired me and it has continued. It doesn't stop after the trip. You come home inspired, you come home wanting to do more and remembering the joy in the children's faces and the unconditional love that they've given you as well. And it just prompts you with whatever, I've had or don't have. It's just prompted me and my family to share. And I also just want to add that, this Tripura trips that Vijay has organized over the past 10 years now. I mean, it's an amazing experience. The miracles that come are just amazing. And I was, fortunate enough to go on a Shireen Breezy trip. And I just very quickly wanted to say that I just want to share that, when I went on this trip, I had been connecting with Goddess Lakshmi for the longest time. And but I wanted the ego in me wanted her to show me that she had heard me and that she I wanted a demonstration from her. And I remember that we went to a temple and I prayed and I said, look, okay, all right, now just show me, please give me something. Show me that you are here with me and that you know that I've been praying to you. And I heard this very distinct, clear voice. And this is the power of going to a power spot. This is really, truly a miracle. You go to their power spots and they're so strong. I mean, I know they are with us all the time, but when I was there and she spoke so clearly to me and she said to me, I am always with you. And that was it. That was all I needed to hear. And I just wanted to share that the very next day I received a call from my mother and she basically said, I've received some money. I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to put it into your bank account. So there you go. You're looking for a miracle. You're looking for a financial, boon. Go on one of these trips. That's all I can say. It's not just being, a Tripura ambassador whereby you give, but you receive so much more in return. So thank you. Thank you so much to Babaji, to all who serve Tripura, and thank you, Vijay and Padma and everybody in Pillai Center who's part of this experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shireen. I couldn't have said it better. That's all that is. That's all it is. Thanks so much. If I could move to the next slide, please. So in this next few present slides, I just want to share with you about a very special trip. And you will get to see what is it like to see, as an ambassador of hope, when you come on our trips. We usually in the past, we had brought ambassadors to various hope centers. But in our last trip, we decided, why not bring all the kids there together? And from a goal of starting with 100 kids, eventually it became 500 kids. And then at the very end, we had 1,000 children come together where we were staying in this giant sprawling hotel called Paradise Resorts. And we had the most amazing time. And I can promise you, the energy of love and just blessings from them were just utterly amazing, if you can imagine that. So when you watch this video, you'll just see what is it like to be an ambassador of hope. And you'll see some perhaps familiar faces, some Singaporeans who are on that trip. you can see folks who are just sharing what it's like to be an ambassador of hope, and pay attention. See how, so just have a look at these kids. They're just when I watched this video yesterday, it was just so moving. So please let's watch this video. Poonam, is the video playing? Yeah, there seems to be a problem with the video.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to see the video today. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. Audio's not working. Okay. What we'll do is, oops, let me just switch on my camera. Okay. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll include a link to the video downstairs due to technical issues. But you can, all I just wanted to say is with that video, you'll see 1,000 kids. And on that trip, there were about 10 ambassadors of hope. So imagine 10 of us interacting with 1,000 children. It was staggering, to say the least. So if you will watch the video, we'll make sure we'll post it in the description link when this video goes up on YouTube Live, when this video gets uploaded completely in YouTube. And also, you just see, and I'll take you to some of the pictures from that video. So the first picture here, this was a very special Hope Center party. For the first time, we had 1,000 children come together. The primary goal was, and again, this harks back to when I said, Hope Centers, we have 100 across South India, but at the same time, all these Hope Centers are in small, rural communities and villages. So what we wanted to do is bring all these children together who would, and I kid you not, some of these kids would never leave their village in their lifetime. So for all of us, most of us tend to travel and see the world. You can imagine living in your village, which is maybe 4 or 5 buildings or 4 or 5 mud huts, never leaving it for your entire lifetime. It's an amazing experience for them. So you can imagine how impactful it was. And please watch the video when the link goes up on this YouTube video to see how excited these children were when they came to meet with us, and how amazing it is. 10 folks, 10 ambassadors, or maybe 11 of us were just surrounded by 1,000 children, and it was such a high energy experience, right? So maybe I had the next. So as part of our purpose as an ambassador of hope, we bring meals, and then we distribute hope kits. This is something that Shireen mentioned just now. Now, part of the donation when you join as an ambassador of hope is, again, these children have nothing other than the t-shirts on their back. They don't have slippers. The children don't have underwear. So a lot of these hope kits, we call them hope gift packs that we give out over the last few years. They are bags that these kids, yes, that's right, thank you. This is Shireen during actually demonstrating to these lovely children what a hope gift pack is. On the extreme left of my left, you'll see Samantha, another wonderful ambassador of hope. She couldn't be here today because she's traveling, but it just shows our Hope Center gift packs have evolved. Initially, it was a small little PVC bag, but now we have a wonderful bag for these children so they can go to school. In the bag, we have these lovely things for the kids. Again, coming to the point where these kids have absolutely nothing other than the t-shirt on their back. They have the next slide, and you can watch, or you can take a zoom in, I guess, on when you get to watch this video again, because I understand that the print may be small. We have gift packs for boys and girls. So in the gift pack, we put slippers, we put clothes, we put nail clippers, we put pencils, we put stuff, very basic stuff, underwear, shampoo, toothpaste, for the children. So for the boys, obviously they'll get male-oriented clothes. For the girls, they'll get maybe a girl sari, right? So it takes a lot of planning to put all these, but it's so worth it when these kids get these gift packs, and I hope you'll get to watch the video when it's uploaded. Their faces are just shining with joy, right? So this time around, for the last trip, we managed to give out 1,000 Hope gift packs. That was in part donations of ambassadors who came on the trip. as well at the same time, you raise money in our Singapore community, right? Well, very generous folks who just donated towards a gift bag. And a gift bag cost no more than $20 because in India, Tripura Foundation was very judicious in sourcing for the most cost-effective gift bag itself so that these kids can bring it to school and all these small items because we bought in bulk for 1,000 kids. And I think next next, please. Next slide, please. We have Nanggai, who was on our Shireen Brazil trip, and she was also on another Rameshwaram trip. And she was also, I remember, Nanggai, you can correct me, we were distributing blankets to the elderly at that time in Rameshwaram because it was a cold season in December. So please, Nanggai, share with us. Please watch that video again because Nanggai gave a very beautiful testimony about what is it like to serve Tripura Foundation and the children because they teach you more than you give to them. She gave a beautiful, heartfelt testimony. When you watch that video, please do see it. All right, Nanggai, please, the floor is all yours.
Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam. Shiva me Vibhuti, Shiva me Vibhuti, Shiva me Vibhuti. Muruga, Muruga, Muruga. Yes, Brother Vijay, I was on those trips, as you mentioned. Initially, when this ambassador of HoPE trips was organized by Brother Vijay, my thoughts were, I'm going for these special Powerspots, these vortexes, because I don't know, somehow in this birth, I'm all about clearing my karma. So whenever there's a trip, I say, okay, yes, let's go to all these Powerspots. Let's clear all the baggage that I've been carrying lifetime over lifetime. So indeed, it's true. When in one of the trips, as Shireen mentioned, we went to a temple, a Shiva temple, where there was an special spot for a Lord Sharaba. I have mentioned this before in a previous sharing of experience. And in this temple, Sharaba is a very ferocious form of Shiva, Lord Shiva. Everything changed. I started trembling. I couldn't walk. I collapsed. And the other ambassador HoPEs helped me. And one of the ambassador of HoPE, which was Anthony, he was a healer. He actually saw some dark forces leaving me. And all of them assisted me. So what I'm trying to say here is the trip itself will change your life. The trip itself will change your life. I think that's what everyone is looking for. So in my case, it happened. And even in the birth spot of Mahalakshmi, when Shireen shared, we were also there. We had very profound experiences in which I heard a very strong male voice, very loud, strong male voice when we went into meditation. So these are real experiences, which I hope everyone listening here will be able to experience when you go on this ambassador of HoPE trips. So I was all about, okay, let's go to all this Powerspot. Let's clear our karma. Let's get things better. And meeting the HoPE children was like, okay, secondary for me. I'm being perfectly honest here. Okay, but when we were taken to the HoPE Center, when we see the children there, so pure their love, so much so, I experience divine love through them. As Brother Vijay was saying, they don't have much. Okay, much is an understatement. They have very little. And yet, the smile on their faces, the confidence they have, the love that they're willing to share. They get so excited when they see us. And when I question them, what would they like to be? They give me answers like doctors and lawyers and teachers, which makes makes my heart swell because these children might not have such an ambitious notion of what they want to be if not for the HoPE Center. I believe the HoPE Center has given them the confidence to be able to dream big. Because I personally believe that education is what is needed to change your life, especially if you're coming from a background which did not support you in that manner. So HoPE Center is providing them with not only meals, this might be their only meal, as Brother Vijay has mentioned to us, proper meal, complete meal. Not only providing them with physical bags, clothes, and so forth, but deep down inside, it is instilling the confidence to be better. So many children come up to me, talk to me, they're not shy, they converse in English. I love to talk to them in Tamil because we speak the same language. But I see that beauty of confidence, the girls in India, please forgive me if I have offended anyone, but the girls in India being so confident, telling me I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a teacher, that just swells up my heart. And I realize that this HoPE centers that we visited was equally divine as the Powerspots, if not more. And I just love hugging them. Some of them are so shy initially, but they come around. So I am so grateful to Babaji. I'm grateful to Brother Vijay. I'm grateful to all who made these trips for us. So if any one of you are on the fence, please, by all means, go ahead. Go ahead and sign up. You will experience miracles coming from me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nanggai. Couldn't have said it better. So could I have the next slide, please? So you've heard a lot about the amazing things that you will do as an ambassador of HoPE, because you'll be making a difference in the lives of all these kids. But at the same time, we want to give back to the ambassadors because you come all the way from, and our ambassadors truly come from all across the world. And we want to give back to you because we want to make sure that you get the benefit of being an ambassador of HoPE, which is why we have many of our ambassadors, like Nanggai, who's come on 4 of our trips, right? Because it's a very joyous experience. It's a very divine experience. You visit amazing things which you can never go by yourself. So our Ambassadors of HoPE trip is also and I'm going to have the next slide. It is one of the 2. Will also be a Siddha Powerspots trip. What is the Siddha Powerspots trip? It is a trip where we go and visit some of the most mystical places in Tamil Nadu. What are Siddhas? In very simple terms, Siddhas are enlightened mystical masters. Dr. Pillai comes from the Siddha lineage, and many of you will know the work of the Siddhas without knowing that it came from the Siddhas, because the Siddhas have always eschewed publicity. They've always tried to hide behind the scenes. So the father of the Siddhas is known as Siddha Agastya. He developed Tamil. He developed the Tamil language. He also developed Ayurveda. For those of you who practice yoga, now most of you will do various forms of yoga, but do you know who was the father of yoga? His name is Siddha Patanjali, and we visit him at his power spot. When we go and visit these Siddhas, and again, these are enlightened mystical masters who have, out of sheer compassion, planted themselves in these special power spots so that people can come and see them. This is, when we visit a power spot, we're not visiting a grave or a tomb or anything of the sort. These are very sacred sites where they have consciously planted their spiritual form there so we can converse with them, we can interact with them and get their blessings. So that is the purpose where I take people for this one Siddha trip, one Tripura trip that I'll be doing in December. The date will be 27th December. Apologies to those who maybe have Christmas plans. But this was one of the dates that just came to mind. 27th December to 1st of January is a 5-day trip. Now, we will be visiting some of the most powerful and sacred and secret power spots for the Siddhas, where you can get Siddhi powers, which are supernormal abilities. And in the brochure, which you can download from the links, you can read how people on the trip acquired certain, well, Dr. Pillai always says, Siddhi powers can be understood as miraculous powers. One of the greatest stories you can read in the brochure, one of our attendees called Anthony, which Nanggai mentioned just now, the goddess just downloaded him certain Siddhi powers or miraculous powers by just asking him to perform certain clapping of his hands. And she just downloaded it like you will download an update from Microsoft into the system. Or for those of you who watch The Matrix, you're plugged in and you suddenly know everything. So his testimony is very beautiful. So our trip in December, not only is it an Ambassador of Hope trip, but we want to make sure that we give back to those of you who want to help these children. It will be a 5-day experiential, either a Siddha trip, and could I have the next slide? Again, I will show you some of the most amazing places we'll visit. We'll visit Rameshwaram, which is Dr. Pillai's birthplace. It is where Siddha Patanjali, the father of yoga, is. Could I have the next slide? The next slide, please. Yes, this is Siddha Patanjali, father of yoga. He is literally very physically, he is very present there in his light form. You can communicate with him. He has done so many miracles for many of us. And then the next slide, please. And then we visit amazing places. This is one of the places that we will be visiting first time for the Siddha trip. It is a place which is known as Papanasam. It is a abode of Siddha Agastya. He is the father of the Siddhas, right? This is where he is said to exist in his current light form, and people can communicate with them very likely. Can I see the next slide, please? So that's a far off shot. So this is the very top of the mountain where we will climb, and we will be able to bathe in the sacred waterfall waters and communicate with Siddha Agastya. Here, right, could I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So, and also we will visit Siddha Thirumula. Now, Siddha Thirumula, for those of you who are wonderful Tripura sponsors, but also follow Dr. Pillai's teachings, he has revealed the mantra which you can chant for manifestation to achieve your goals and desires. This is the wonderful Siddha that gave this mantra, the Arakara mantra. Some of you may have heard about it. And I'll be talking about the Arakara mantra. This is a side digression. This is a Tripura webinar, so I will not be really talking too much about the teachings of the Siddhas or Muruga. But in the next 2 webinars, one will be next week, and the next one will be 2 weeks from now, I will be going deep into the teachings of the Siddhas and sharing with you the specific techniques you can use from them to manifest your goals and desires. Right? So there'll be 2 seminars coming up, and we'll give you more details as it comes up. So we'll be meditating. So most of you can recognize that Padma. This was a trip that we did many, many years ago. We were meditating at Siddha Thirumula's secret power spot. Right. Next slide, please. So this is a temple, and this is something that has to be seen to be believed. Now, this is one of our Siddha trips, and you can notice I wanted to highlight the background. These are all orbs. These are, you need certain special cameras to catch them, and these are ascended masters in the light form. So in this particular power spot where we visit, there are thousands of orbs. So for those of us, sometimes we've been on trips with Dr. Pillai, he will say, okay, point your camera at that spot in the temple, because he wants us to take pictures. He can see himself, but for some of us, of course, we can't see it. We just use our cameras, and the cameras show divine pictures, these sacred orbs. And I have I just had a look through my folder of more than 100 pictures of these various orbs at this temple, at the Lakshmi temple, various sacred power spots. If you zoom in on these orbs, sometimes you can see a sacred geometry, sometimes you can see a face, so sometimes you can see Kamadhenu, which is the goddess of prosperity. So these orbs are just beautiful. And there'll be another amazing experience when you get to see these orbs for yourself through your camera lens, because your eyes can see it, your camera can. Right. And next slide, please. So in the past, I used to give people different dates. I say, okay, we'll do a Siddha trip one day, one time, and then maybe another theme trip like the Shrimbazi trip, which Shireen mentioned. But this time around, because I'll just be doing it for maybe just on the 27th December to the 1st of January, only one day. So I'll be offering an alternative. I'll say, folks, would you like the Siddha trip? Or would you like this brand new trip that I want to launch before COVID, but COVID happened, so I couldn't do it. Now, these are the 6 greatest power spots from Muruga. So depending on the number of registrants, if I have more registrants for Siddha trip, I'll do the Siddha trip. I have more folks saying we want to do the Muruga trip, then I'll do the Muruga trip. Because the date is fixed, 27th December to 1st of January. It's 5 days. And for this trip, this is another amazing trip, because for those of you who may not be familiar with Muruga, Muruga is the archetype and who removes death, disease, and negativity. His energy or his speciality is that. But at the same time, at a more esoteric, mystical, spiritual level, Lord Muruga is obviously the Lord who looks after the third eye, the divine energy that looks after your third eye. So once you have his energy and his blessings, your third eye will open. And what does that mean? Then you can access different realms. You can have the powers of instant manifestation, thought manifestation, and so many other Siddhi powers or miraculous powers, right? So the purpose of this Muruga trip, we will be visiting 6 of the greatest power spots to Muruga. In South India, now this is Muruga, he's always pictured as a very handsome, youthful archetype, right? He's always got his tools, and that is the spear, which is known as the veil. That is actually his mother, who is the ultimate goddess. For those of us in the Western tradition, she is Shakti. She is pure, divine, feminine energy. And then there is, of course, the peacock behind him, another symbolism, which is the reference to the sound Om, which is universal of everything. So Muruga is represented with these various symbols. And so once we on the trip, we would really dive deep to understand what these symbols are and how they can be used to change our lives. Next slide, please. Right, so the purpose of this trip, again, we'll be going to 6 particular temples across South India, which are known for one specific blessing that Muruga will give. Right, if I have the next slide, please. Each of the 6 temples corresponds to 6 of the chakras or energy vortexes in our body. Right? And this will be the teaching that I will be talking more in detail in the webinar that I'll be doing, How to Manifest with Muruga, on 6th of October. And then the next slide, please. And each of the temple, Dr. Pillai has revealed, is associated with a particular energy vortex in your body. So if you want to remove negative karma, so to speak, or negative past impressions in your life, you go to one temple called Tiruchendra. If you want to open your third eye, you'll go to one temple called Tirutani, and we'll be visiting all 6 temples. So that means that you'll be activating all 6 chakras. Next slide, please. So the ultimate end goal of the Muruga trip, notwithstanding the archetype of Muruga, and all these are all archetypes and symbols, the purpose of the trip is for you to be able to access the full strength of your third eye, because when you open up all your chakras and your energy moves up into your third eye will be open, and you'll be able to manifest, you'll be able to do miraculous deeds, right? So that's a symbol of the third eye, the chakra, Ajna chakra, right? So we'll be visiting all these, each temple will activate a certain chakra. So that is the mystical teaching behind it, which is why we're visiting. And each of the temples, by all means, are separated by hundreds of kilometers. For the entire trip, we'll be traveling about 2,000 kilometers across 5 days. So that's why it's not like something that you can do. It's not all 5, 6 temples side by side. You have to travel far. And each of the temples, they are called battle spots, because obviously the symbolism is you want to get rid of certain negativities. Like one of the most beautiful temples you visit, Tiruparamkunram, is to awaken your heart chakra, to bring more love into your heart, right? And then you visit another temple where the most powerful veil is supposed to be given. That's you want to remove the negative energies, impressions in your throat chakra. So once you open all 6 you can expect miracles in your life, right? So that is the end goal of the Muruga trip, right? Again, Muruga is the archetype that at the highest level will open your third eye, will give you miraculous powers. And our goal is for you to be able to, we will be visiting all 6 power spots, all 6 Muruga power spots. In addition, we will be visiting as a bonus to one particular Siddha called Boga, right? So we'll be visiting. I can hear my cat meowing there. So can I just give me a second while I let the fellow out because he is trapped in my room. 1 second, please. Apologies for this. Okay, one of those moments where people get caught with their pets. So I'm back. So I hope that, whether the Siddha trip appeals to you or whether the Muruga trip appeals to you, it really depends on the highest calling that you experience. And at the same time, you get the blessings of being an ambassador of hope. You know that when you go on ambassador of hope, you make your donation, you can see where your money goes to because you're buying all these hope kits for the children, you're giving them meals, the donations are being used to build hope centers for these children, the clothes they wear, the education they receive, you can see it for yourself. At the same time, we want to make sure that all ambassadors of hope get a beautiful blessing in exchange, right? So that is why the hope trip, I always pair it with a visit to all these sacred sites so that you can, while doing good yourself, get supreme benefit by visiting any of these sites. So the next step, please, in my next slide, please. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, oops. Yeah, we will need 15 attendees, a minimum of 15 attendees. The simple reason is because this is the Tripura Foundation sponsored trip. Like I said, we'll be traveling for 2,000 kilometers across. So Tripura pays a lot of your costs too, because you'll be doing their work. So for example, it costs about $3,000 to rent the bus for 5 days because we'll be traveling for 2,000 kilometers. So there are a lot of costs involved. So we need a minimum of 15 people sign up for the trip or from either trip for it to go ahead, right? And so if you have any questions or anything about any of the trips or anything about Hope Centers or the wonderful things we'll be doing, please email me at shivababa@gmail.com. You can WhatsApp me on my personal number. I'm on a Singapore time, please. That's 7 hours you are ahead of London time. 12 hours ahead of New York. And WhatsApp me. You can ask any questions, or you can ask questions now. So I think that ends the formal part of this presentation. I am thrilled always to answer any questions from anyone who has questions. And again, as many of the questions that I've tried to put in the brochures, like cost of the trip, what is involved, where do you go, everything is in the brochure. So as many of the questions, especially folks who say, how much do I have to donate? The donation amount is US $2,000 for the 5-day trip. You donate this money to Tripura yourself. So you'll make the transfer, either payment by credit card or by transfer. You do it yourself and just show us a receipt and say, that's fine, right? And you can see where your money goes to. Right? So I think that's the most important question that most people want to know. And then there'll be other costs because some folks may want a single room. Some folks are happy with a double room, all that stuff. While you're a Tripura Ambassador of Hope, after you've made payment of this cost that is in the brochure, everything is covered. That means that you come on the trip, your meals, your transport, all your tips, everything, you'll be totally taken care of. Your bottled water, you won't have to spend a single cent after that. Unless, of course, you decide to, buy stuff on your own souvenirs. But once you you make the donation and other ancillary costs for your accommodations, depending on whether you're in a single room or a double room, sharing room, you don't pay for anything other than your air ticket, of course, because folks will be flying from different parts of the world. Right, so I hope that but all this information is in the brochure. So please download them if you're watching it on Zoom. It should be available in the description, or email me at shivababa108@gmail.com. You can WhatsApp me. And you can, I guess, it should be up in the Tripura YouTube page. Or please ask now. I'm delighted, I'm thrilled, I'm excited to answer questions. So Poonam, I think there are some questions, right? I'm happy to answer all questions now. Okay. Okay, now we have questions now.
Vijay, it's
Yes.
Ronnie. While
Sure.
people are posting their questions, we do have that video that you
Oh,
had
great. Perfect.
asked about earlier, so we
Fantastic.
can play that
Fantastic.
now.
So, yeah, please, because I once you see that video, I watched it again last night after so many months and my heart just melted. So I hope you will be equally melted. Please, let's watch it again.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Singapore.
My name is Peter Lim. I'm from Singapore.
This is my first time here, and I really feel very amazing and touched with this group of students here, or the kids here. And it's really, I'm very glad that I'm here and we're able to do my contributions in Tripura Foundations. And I really wish that a lot of people that were able to come out and help, give a helping hands or donations to the Tripura Foundations, which we were able to help a lot of students here.
In Singapore, we have about 100 over volunteers. We helped HoPE Foundations, Tripura Foundation and HoPE Centers to raise funds to help the kids here.
By giving to this foundation, it is not a matter of what you're giving them, but it's what they're giving you. You feel complete, unconditional love from these children. That is something you can never buy. So just being with the children, you feel that wave of love hitting you. That I experienced today, I experienced 2 years ago when I came. And given an opportunity, God willing, Babaji willing, I will definitely come back again.
Almost 1,000 kids surrounded, and that kind of energy, you really can feel it. Yeah, that kind of energy that you won't be able to feel it anywhere. So I believe whoever come here with the energy of this group of kids, it is amazing.
This year, and this HoPE Foundation has organized almost 1,000 kids. It's one of the best experience one can find because we are here to do charity for them. In Singapore, we are so busy, but this is an opportunity for us to raise funds, all right, to have a school items and shirts and pants and even slipper for them. This is something that we hope that we can keep doing on a yearly basis. The poor children especially, they can benefit from this effort from HoPE Foundation.
So I encourage anyone who is on the fence, if you're thinking of helping out an organization, because helping others is what you need to do, this birth is all about. Please go for Tripura Foundation because they are established and they are really going down to help the children.
Thanks, Ronnie. The video came at the perfect time. So everyone can see for yourself what is it like to be an ambassador of HoPE. Now, other than I understand there was a question about costs. I hope I addressed that. The cost is a donation, is a US 2,000. You donate that to Tripura yourself, and then there's other costs depending on which trip it will be, because different trips have different costs, because we'll be staying in different hotels for 2 different trips, and whether you want a single room or double room. Other than that, your costs, your meal costs, your other costs, the cost of transport, other than your airfare, is covered, right? But all that is fully set out in minute detail in the brochures. The link should be in the description page in the YouTube videos that are below you, or it should be in this Zoom chat. So if you like the Siddha trip, you will see the Siddha trip brochure, or you want to see the Muruga trip, the brochure is there. Both have different costs because of the different places we'll be going to and the different places we'll be staying at. Right? So please, any other questions? If not, Rani, is there any questions?
I'm
Okay,
not seeing
I see
any
there's no
right
questions, sorry. Yeah, no questions. So I will just want to close this seminar. We'll invite you to, for those of you who want to learn more about the Siddhas, in case this is something very brand new for you, or more about Muruga, I will be doing a more in-depth seminar where you can learn specific techniques from the Siddhas. This will be a seminar on 6th of next week, 22nd of September, with the Siddhas, and then on 6th of October with Muruga. So you can learn how to use these divine energies to manifest. So even if you're not coming on the trip, you can also learn these techniques for yourself, right? How to manifest miracles in your life, health miracle, spiritual miracle, a relationship miracle. These are the Siddhas, who are enlightened mystical masters, from which Dr. Pillai comes from. Their goal is out of pure compassion for humanity. They want to help humanity, so they've given this one secret teachings to several masters to share, right? Right, and I see a question from Poonam. I believe the seminar for Siddhas, how to manifest with the Siddhas, is next Sunday. I can't be sure whether that's 22nd of September. And then the one with how to manifest with Muruga, the energy of Muruga, the one who removes death, disease, and negativity. And I was attracted to Muruga, I have to be honest, from the very start. Initially, when I first started studying with Dr. Pillai, because he was the one that removes death, disease, and negativity. So it's a very easy thing that we could understand. So I'll be doing those 2 seminars, and you can also join for free and at least pick up some techniques to practice for yourself. And if you have any other questions after the seminar, or if it's posted on YouTube, on the Tripura Foundation YouTube, please feel free to reach out to me via email, shivababa108@gmail.com, or you have the WhatsApp number. You can contact me via WhatsApp if you have any questions about the trip. Otherwise, if you feel compelled, hey, I would like to learn about the trip, or I would like to go on a certain trip, please drop me a message and say, hey, I would like to register for this particular trip. So I will give one particular trip the go-ahead depending on the more numbers of folks that sign up for that trip, right? So other than that, I have nothing else to add. I'm just, again, delighted after my 10 years of doing this that I have the privilege of having doing this webinar and sharing with you the fruits of 10 years of doing our Ambassador of HoPE trips. And I hope for the next 10 years more, and that you will also be a very much special part of it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me after this. And other than that, Rani, can I just hand it over to you? Or Poonam, hand it over to you with much thanks and love from me.
Vijay, thank you so much for all that you shared with us. Everyone, please, we look forward to seeing you on the next 2 seminars. We'll include the details of them in the description under this video. And we hope you attend these very miraculous, beautiful trips and become an ambassador. Thank you, everyone.